Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your life feels heavier than it should. Emails, notifications, endless tasks everywhere you turn. Something demands your attention. And yet, the things that truly matter feel farther away than ever. What if the secret to freedom, clarity, and genuine happiness isn't in doing more, achieving more, or collecting more, but in letting go? Not because you're giving up, but because it's the smartest choice you'll ever make. By the end of this video, you'll discover exactly why simplifying your life can change everything, and why almost nobody ever notices this hidden truth until it's too late. There's a strange kind of power in living simply. Most people think success is measured by accumulation, more money, more connections, more possessions. But what if everything we're taught to chase is actually stealing something far more valuable from us? Imagine life as a backpack. Every extra commitment, every unnecessary item, every should you obey, it's weight that slows you down. Most people carry backpacks so full they can barely see what's around them. They keep pushing, running, buying, scrolling, yet somehow feeling emptier. And here's the part most don't realize. The heaviest things are usually invisible. You can't see them, but they drain your energy in ways you won't understand until you start removing them. And when you finally do, something almost magical happens. Something very few ever experience, a clarity so sharp it feels like life is giving you a second chance at everything. But it doesn't happen automatically. You first have to face the part of yourself that's afraid of letting go. Think about your morning routine. For most people, it's a blur. Wake up, check your phone, scroll through endless notifications, rush through breakfast, dive into work without ever pausing. You're always reacting, never deciding. You're moving fast, but going nowhere meaningful. Now imagine cutting all of that out. Imagine starting your day with intention, with nothing to distract you from what really matters. Suddenly, each moment becomes sharper, richer, fuller. You notice things you never saw before, the way sunlight touches a wall, the sound of distant birds, the rhythm of your own thoughts. But here's the twist. This clarity isn't just peaceful, it's powerful. It's the kind of awareness that makes opportunities appear almost too obvious to ignore. And yet most people never notice it because they're trapped in noise and habits they think they can't break. The moment you do notice it, though, life starts nudging you toward choices that were invisible before. And if you ignore those nudges, you'll never know how different your life could have been. What most people call freedom is actually a trap. They chase experiences, gadgets, titles, relationships, thinking that more will fix the feeling of emptiness inside. But every addition creates a new layer of complexity. More choices, more stress, more distraction. The ironic truth is that simplicity doesn't shrink life. It expands it. When you remove distractions, your attention sharpens. Ideas you never had space to see suddenly emerge. Connections you overlooked become crystal clear. You begin to understand patterns in your life, people, and opportunities that were invisible when you were lost in chaos. And here's the part most never think about. The power of focus is like a hidden currency, silent, invisible, and far more valuable than money or fame. But few ever know how to spend it wisely, until something shifts, until life forces you to choose clarity over clutter. And when that moment comes, you realize just how much of your past energy was wasted, and you can never go back. Consider possessions. Every object you own demands attention, even if you don't notice it. Clothes, gadgets, decor, old items, each is a tiny anchor holding you to distraction. Most people assume owning more is proof of success. But the real secret? Owning less doesn't mean losing something. It means gaining space, gaining freedom, gaining time. When you reduce possessions, you're not just decluttering your home, you're decluttering your mind. You start to see clearly what deserves your energy and what doesn't. And here's where it gets interesting. This is where life starts sending signals you would have ignored before. Opportunities, relationships, even creative ideas appear in ways that feel almost uncanny, but only if you're paying attention. And most people don't notice them until it's too late, because the signals are quiet, subtle, and easy to miss. Even our relationships are affected by complexity. The more we accumulate commitments, social obligations, and unnecessary drama, the less real connection we have. You've probably experienced it. Being in a crowded room yet feeling completely alone. Talking to someone but realizing you're only half present because your mind is elsewhere. Simplicity changes that. It's not about cutting people out. It's about being fully available for the ones who matter most. When you clear space, the right people start appearing naturally without forcing anything. Conversations deepen, trust forms faster, and respect becomes effortless. But here's a truth few admit. The moment you experience this level of clarity, you realize how much of your past life was just noise. And once you see it, nothing can feel the same again. You can't unsee what clarity reveals about wasted energy, shallow connections, or missed opportunities. Simplicity changes the way you face challenges. When life is cluttered, every problem feels enormous. One small obstacle triggers anxiety because your mind is crowded, scattered, overstimulated. But when you simplify, each challenge becomes smaller, more manageable. You approach it calmly, clearly, strategically. Decisions are no longer paralyzing. You begin to realize that most stress in life doesn't come from the challenge itself. It comes from carrying too many unnecessary weights while trying to face it. And here's the revelation. Once you master this, you'll find yourself solving problems almost effortlessly. But almost nobody ever reaches this point because it requires letting go of comfort, habit, and the illusion of more is better. What people call success often blinds them to the simplicity that could actually get them there faster. Here's the secret most people never see coming. Living simply rewires your mind. When you're free of clutter, distraction, and unnecessary noise, your creativity spikes. Your intuition sharpens. Your productivity doubles. Not because you work harder, but because you work smarter, focusing on what truly matters. The people still trapped in chaos will wonder how you do it, how your life seems so effortless. And here's the kicker. The more you simplify, the less society's rules, pressures, and expectations can control you. You begin to move through life with a freedom that others only dream of. But you'll discover this power slowly, almost like life itself is waiting for you to notice. And once you do, everything changes. You'll look back at your old life and wonder why you didn't see the change sooner. And here's a final, almost shocking realization. The smartest people in the world don't chase more. They create space. They clear mental, physical, and emotional clutter so they can operate at their full potential. It looks effortless from the outside, but it's a deliberate, quiet, radical choice. And here's the thing most won't tell you. The moment you start living simply, the world starts showing you doors you didn't know existed. Opportunities, ideas, even relationships appear as if life itself is aligning, but only if you have the clarity to see them. Ignore the simplicity path, and life keeps throwing noise at you and you keep missing what matters most. Here's the truth most people never realize. Simplicity isn't about giving up. It's about gaining control over your life, your energy, and your attention. It's about reclaiming the moments that were stolen by noise, distraction, and endless shoulds. When you live simply, you're no longer reacting to life, you're designing it. You start noticing opportunities, people, and ideas that were invisible before. You experience clarity, focus, and freedom that most chase but never find. And the most remarkable part, it all starts with small choices. Letting go of what doesn't serve you, clearing space in your mind, and deciding what truly matters. If this connected with you, thank you for watching until the end. Like and subscribe. Take this with you today. Start small, remove one distraction, clear one corner of your life, and notice the freedom that follows. Simplicity isn't a sacrifice, it's the smartest, most powerful choice you can make. And the moment you embrace it fully, your life will never feel the same again.